Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Abby Sayo, also known as Miss Abby 94, and you already know what it is. I'm back at it again with the back at it again with the recap. We have made it to week 6. There was a lot of drama. We had 4 dates, 3 women go home. Y'all, there is so much to get into, so you already know what you gotta do. You got to stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. All right, y'all, welcome back to my channel. I just want to say first and foremost, thank you for stopping by. Y'all, it is week 6. I cannot believe how long we have been doing this for, a month and a half, and we are going strong. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. And of course, if you have missed out on any of my previous recaps, you know where they're going to be. They're going to be down in the description. Do not play yourself. You do not want to get behind on these recaps. Okay. If you have not subscribed to this channel already, please go ahead and do so now. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, please. The support is so appreciated. I understand, you know, some people watch the videos and come back every week but don't subscribe. Don't let that be you this week. Hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit the notification bell right next to it. Thank you. Now it's time for the comment of the week. This comment shout out goes to one of my subscribers. Her name is Mariah Green, and she said, I always look forward to your recaps. LMAOOO, so laughing my ass off. Thank you. And I responded to her and I just said thank you, it means a lot to me. And she even responded and said, oh my god, I can't believe you replied. I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate that comment. I appreciate your excitement, and I also appreciate you for appreciating these recaps. It's sweet of you to be excited for my reply. Like, I was just like, girl, I hope you enjoy this week's recap. Now, for this week's recap, week 6, y'all, they are on to their place 3. Y'all know that up until this point they've been to Lake Tahoe. Last week they were in Fort Lauderdale, so this week opens with them being in Paris. Y'all, they're so jealous. Like, this is the first time this season that I was just like, y'all know that I've been complaining about how I feel like this show has not been using their budget. They have not been, you know, taking them or doing dates that I feel like are worthwhile for a TV show. And this episode made me reconcile all of those thoughts. I finally see that they're trying to use the money that they have. They're spending it. They're in Paris. The views, of course, is gorgeous. We see the Eiffel Tower. We see them just really walking around, taking in the scenery. And they're, of course, dumb excited. Like, who wouldn't be excited to be in Paris? Like, so they walk up to this ship and I was just like, that's different. Yeah, that's different. And I was like, I don't know if I would like that. But then they like go inside and they show it, and it's super cool. Like, perfect furnishing, like very modern, very up to date, very luxurious looking. I was just like, okay, I get it. Like, I get it. I don't know if that's like a cheaper way to go, because y'all know, like, they stay trying to find a budget cut. That part was very impressive. The girls are obviously, they're screaming, they're excited, and it's going to be cool to see who's going to get the first date in this beautiful place. Like, ugh, gorgeous. Like, ugh. We actually get a date card. There is still a few girls in the house who have, in my opinion, slipped under the cracks and now are like still around. So I'm just like, what are we gonna do with these women? Are they gonna get a one-on-one? Are they gonna get more time, like airtime on the group day? Like, we need more clarity. The card comes and it says that it's gonna be a one-on-one for Lauren B. So we're kind of like, okay, Lauren B is definitely picking up steam in these streets. Now the date starts a little bit awkward, I would say, because up until this point we've seen that Lauren B is kind of more reserved and quiet, And so she explained that she's that way because of past relationships and how she just doesn't trust very easily. And for that reason, she puts up a wall, and like she doesn't want to like let you, it's like her fortress. Like she's not going to let you in, you know, for you to come in and fuck shit up. Like she's just like, you know what, I'd rather just not even like bugs, move back bugs. Like I don't need those problems. They're actually walking through a market, you know, doing little exploratory things. And this is where usually you see the couple laughing, having fun, eating food, like trying on things, being really silly. And it was just really awkward between them. Like they were walking. He was like, oh, did you see that thing? And she was just like, oh. And then he would just be like, okay, maybe I should try something else. And then they will walk to another shop and he's like, oh my God, look at that painting. Isn't that beautiful? And she's just like, wow. I was just like, sis, like you extra dry right now. Like I know you had this whole fortress, you know, around you, but boo, like you do not want to eliminate yourself from just being dead ass way too dry. Like I was just like, wake up, sis. Like come on. Arie is in his confessional and he's saying, you know, I don't like the way this is going. I really like Lauren B, but she seems to be a very guarded person. I haven't felt the chemistry in this date. And he's just like, if I don't feel it during the dinner part, like I'm afraid that I'm going to have to send her home. Like if this was me, like no tea, I know it's hard for her to open up, blah, 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 blah. But at this point, I probably would have just been like, I can't do it. Like this is too awkward. Like I hate being in awkward situations. Like I would just be like, girl, like you're not talking, bye. Like bye. You know, Arie's determined to get through this date. So they sit down at the dinner and it starts off again really awkwardly. She's just like, yeah, you know, I feel like I haven't been really opening up. And he's like, yeah, like, it's just like, no shit, Sherlock. Like, you haven't. And she's just like, it's just really hard for me to do so. I don't want to have to go through a situation where I invest and then it leads to nothing and I get my heart broken. And he's just like, okay, tell me more about that. Like, why are you so afraid? Basically afraid of opening up. And she said, you know, in my last relationship, I was engaged. I had a fiance. I thought everything was going well. I thought that was the love of my life. I thought that was my person that I was going to end up with. And it didn't work out. And I think she's definitely very like, you know, she's reminiscing on all of the things that go wrong as anyone would in her situation. He just tries to be very supportive and say, you know, I really like you. I want you to feel comfortable. I would never want to hurt you. I have been in a similar situation. He said, I also have trouble opening up and I have trust issues because in my longest relationship, the person I was dating had 2 kids. We moved in together. We dated for years. And eventually she became pregnant with my child. And he said at the time he was still racing. He was still in the thick of his career. And that was something that she just did not like. Like she just, you know, she was probably at home like, I got these babies. I got this new baby. Like mine, you're gonna have to retire. Like, and he said, so he started to kind of, you know, double back and kind of ease up on the races. But he did still go out and race occasionally. And he said as he was on one of his race trips, he was away from home, he gets a call from that girlfriend that, you know, she lost the baby. And then when he gets home, she won't be there. And I was just like, damn, like, is this like a sped up version of the story? Or does sis really say like, yeah, we lost this baby and bye? Like, no, obviously no funniness when it comes to miscarriages, but just the way he told the story made it seem like she literally just was up and gone. I don't know if that was actually what happened, but I'm like, that is super, like, super extreme. I was like, ooh, that's yikes. I would have bigger trust issues than Lauren B at this point. I think he's just trying to make Lauren B see like, I'm gonna meet you halfway. Like, I understand why you're afraid, but you shouldn't be afraid because we're in this together. And obviously that tactic worked because Lauren slowly starts revealing herself, revealing how she's feeling and just telling him, you know, I'm really interested in you. I like where this is going and I would love to continue to like build on it. And obviously Arie is very pleased with the outcome of this conversation because he picks up the rose and he just says, you know, this is exactly what I needed. This is exactly the pace that I wanted us to be going. And will you accept this rose? Lauren B accepts, and it looks like their relationship is on the right track. Sometimes it is just about, you know, letting a little bit of your guard down, and also, you know, letting in a fine, a nice, a special, letting an Arie in. Let's just say that. Moving on. Oh, reset. So now we're back on the ship with the ladies, and obviously they're all sitting around waiting for the next appearance of another date card. We know at this point that there's going to be a group date, a 2-on-1, and another 1-on-1. A card appears. Not on the card is Krystal, Kendall, and Jacqueline. Now y'all know, of the three, one of them I call the camera woman, so we'll see if she pops out. The other, and Krystal. So it's just kind of like, there's surely mess to come in this episode. But anyway, we're on to a group date. We see some like dance coaches. We see a stage, Arie in a suit. And we're just like, what are they gonna be doing? Like, what's going on? And we get informed that this is going to be a burlesque date. They are going to be learning, you know, burlesque moves. They're gonna be showing them off in front of Arie. Then we find out whoever gets the group date roles will actually get the chance to perform with Arie on the stage. So it's just like, it's kind of like a double in one. So they start to get coached by this lady who has done burlesque shows for probably so many years. And she's just teaching them the dance move. They're teaching them, you know, like kickball change, ooh, ooh, pas de bourrée, kickball, oh, you know, all the little dance techniques or whatever. So they're trying to teach the moves, and Cien is about the only one that I'm not like shaking my damn head. Cien and maybe Becca. Cien actually has a background in dance, and it showed. The lady was like making comments. Sorry, she was like, oh my God, Cien, she's got this down. She's looking confident. She got the moves together. And you know, the same with Becca. Becca wasn't like all the way nailing all of the dance moves or whatever, but she has that like cutesy confidence that makes it okay. Like, even if she don't even do the dance move, she just gonna do a little walk and be like, and that's like enough to win everyone over because she's just so confident with it. But the other girls are not looking as good or confident. Tia, sis, what are you doing? Tia looks like she was just dropped on Mars. Like, she's just like, I hate choreography. I hate dancing in front of people. I hate uncomfortable situations. Like, I hate all of this. And it shows. Oh my God. And then we see a couple of the other women on the date, like Jenna and them. They were just, you know, doing their little dance, you know, getting the little choreography. Like, so the choreographer announces that, oh, they thought they were just going to be learning the dances. Oh no, sweetie. They're going to get a full-on burlesque outfit. I was just like, yes, 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 yes. I was just like, this is hella, like, I would just be living my best life on this day. Like, can y'all tell how excited I am? Can you tell? They go backstage and get changed. They come out with their little sparkly, heavy headpieces, obviously the bikinis. It's just bejeweled, bedazzled, blah. Oh, oh. You could tell the girls who were like, ugh, why did I get this date? Becca K would be one of them. Becca K was just like, this is the heaviest thing I've ever had on. Like, you could tell this girl is Midwest. She's just like the girl next door. Like, I think she's just such a, like a, leave me alone, you know, kind of thing. Like, this is not the day for Becca K, but she's trying her best to stick with a positive attitude and just try her best to pull off these choreography moves. Becca M is living her best life. She prances down those stairs in her outfit like, oh, I'm so excited. She just like, living my best life. Like, she is so into this. She's damn near Vogue. Cian, you know, she's pulling off her outfit, 2 legs looking super long, like just looking like a whole Betty. And I'm just like, yes, my faves are killing. I'm so here for it. So then this is the point where all of the ladies have to show off the moves in their outfits to the choreographer and to Arie. So we see Cian, she comes out, she's, you know, doing the little choreography. And I was a little I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed with Cian because I thought she was gonna come out with the, you know, the Janet. Like, I thought she was gonna come with the moves, like she has a background in dancing. But she was just, you know, giving it, like, I feel like she had rhythm and she gave an effort, but she didn't put like her all into it. So I was a little like, Cian, sis, you could have snatched it from everybody, but you know, I forgive you. Still love you. And then we see Becca K. Becca K tried. She tried. She really attempted. She attempted it, but sis, this is not your profession, and I'm glad you know it. We see Jenna. She's just, y'all know Jenna is just, at this point, she is just there for the fun. Then we see Becca M. She is just, you know, like I said, she don't even need to know the choreography. She'll smile. Like, I wish Becca could have picked up a little bit more of the choreography, but you know, when in doubt, fake it till you make it. All of the ladies get through it, even if they were uncomfortable. They attempted the date, and it looks like it was a hit. We're not gonna find out who the winner of the dance off, I guess you could call it, was, because they're actually gonna go on the dinner date part, and we'll find out after. So at the dinner date part, we see the ladies discussing the importance of getting time at the cocktail party and these after parties. We see Becca K talking about how this is probably the time that really impacts his opinions of the ladies and how it's super important to make a good impression on him and to progress your relationship forward. So the first conversation we see is with Tia. Now we know our good sis Tia, you know, dropped the L-bomb. She didn't say I love you last week, but she said I'm falling in love with you. And as I told y'all in my last recap, there is absolutely no way in hell I'm buying that. She's just like, you know what I told you last week, like I'm still feeling that way. I think we're moving in a really good direction. I think our relationship is solid. I like where it's going. And he's like, yeah, you know, me too. Real moment, I don't buy it. I don't buy it for 1 second. I do not think Tia's falling in love with him. I think Tia, do I want to go there? Do I want to be real with y'all? I'm going to be real with y'all. I think Tia came on here to be the Bachelorette. Don't attack me. I like Tia, and I think it's a boss-ass move, and I think everybody on here would be lying if they didn't say they came on here for some, you know, gain outside of, like, Arie is not like the catch. I do think that Tia, she had a friend in Raven who's been on the season. I think it just seems so calculated. Like, it just seems like, okay, by week 6, or by week 5, I tell him I'm falling in love. By week 6, I tell him all of the things that, you know, I'm feeling and, you know, how we're progressing. And by week 7, I'm in love. Like, I feel like next week she's going to be telling him she's in love with him. Like, I don't buy. Sis, I like you, Tia. I really do. I think you're a boss. You're a boss. You're like, you're a cool chick. Like, I would be friends with you in real life. But sis, real ones recognize real ones. Game peeps game. And I smell some game going on. I think they have a cool relationship, but not enough for me to believe that Tia wants to marry this man and move to Arizona and that she's I don't buy it. I've said my piece. Don't fight me. Then we see him talking to Becca. Obviously he was really enamored and impressed with Becca's performance and how exciting, and she just always so go with the flow. Becca actually starts to get a little bit more vulnerable in this conversation, and she says, you know, when I saw you going on that date when you were picking up Lauren B, you know, that was the first instance where I felt, you know, a little bit jealous. Like, she's like, I haven't really been feeling that emotion yet, and it's new for me. This is better played than the whole falling in love. Like, she's basically trying to give him a little, like a little ego stroke and say, you know, like, I'm not in love with you. Don't do that. She needs to, you know, inch the relationship forward. So I respect it. And she's just like, you know, I was starting to get jealous when I saw you with the other girls, and that just, to me, it just seems like my feelings for you are growing, and I could definitely see myself falling in love with you. And he's just like, I'm just like, mission accomplished, bitch. He was feeling that. He was feeling the little ego stroke. Up until this point, Arie has been expressing that his issue with Becca M is like he doubts her being ready. He doubts, you know, he just doubts her. But this episode, he doesn't really talk about doubts too much. He really, you know, is just like, well, I think there is a lot to think about. And she agrees there is a lot to think about. But she says that she definitely feels like there is a possibility of them having something and her, you know, falling in love with him. Possibility. Not falling. You know, she's just excited about how much she likes him. I'm just like, Becca, girl, like, keep going. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Like, I'm so, you know, they just move on. They start kissing like they always do. And then he says the corniest line of the episode. He was just like, since we're in Paris, is a French kiss just a kiss? And I'm just like, Jesus, take it now. I can't do it. I cannot do it right now. I mean, it's kind of a valid question, but I'm just like, you're making out with this girl, and that's what you have to say. I'm just like, Arie, good night and goodbye, sir. So then we see him talking to Cien. Now y'all know that's my other team that I ride for, and they're having a conversation, and Cien is just really updating him on where she's been and how she's feeling, and she's just like, I'm really excited about where we are. We're going at a really good pace. I'm excited by what we're doing, and I'm excited by you. And he agrees. He's just like, I don't want you to build up any walls. Like, I really like where we are, and like, I really like you. And it's just, you know, they have a cutesy little moment, and they make out, of course, and I'm just like, Cien, keep securing the bag, sis. We need you to make it to the top. So whatever you have to do, sis, I am here for. So yes, keep telling him everything he needs to hear. That's what I'm here for. Team Cien, we are here for you, boo. Now it's kind of the end of the cocktail party, and it's the time for Arie to announce not only who's getting this group day rose, but y'all know this group day rose means that this person will be performing with him in the Moulin Rouge burlesque show. He really enjoyed Becca M's energy, and that she will be getting the rose and joining him on the show. I'm just like, how many group day roses is this for Becca? Like, I'd be big mad every time I have to go on a date with her. Like, square up, sis. Like, I know you're about to get, like, I'd be so mad if I was on the season with her, because I just, like, how many times does she just gotta prove, like, age is nothing but a number. Like, I'm sick of that argument. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of hearing about y'all talk about it. Team Becca, like, it is what it is. Like, sis got another group day rose. What else does she need to prove? Like, get over the age. We're over it. So she gets the rose, and we see that they're going to be performing in the show. We see Becca come out with her little outfit. She has on a blonde wig. She has on the whole headset. She has on a nice little, you know, bikini, burlesque outfit. She looks great. Arie has on a little, you know, suit, I think a bow tie, and they're just ready to get out there and have some fun. So they get out there, they're dancing. Of course, it's very playful and funny and just like energetic. You know, it wasn't the whole like, you know, choreography they learned, because I wish we could have seen Arie learning choreography. I think I would have laughed even harder than I did at the girls. But they're just bouncing off of each other, just having a good time, and just showing that energy that I love about them. They can have fun times, deep times, and everything in between, and it's just really cute to see. And of course, as they're performing, the producers pettily had the rest of the women in the crowd watching them, and we just see Chelsea. Like, Chelsea compares herself to Becca in this moment. She's just like, I don't understand what Arie's really looking for, because on one hand, you have a 22-year-old like free spirit, and then you have me, a 29-year-old mother. Like, we're so different. I'm just like, sis, worry about yourself, okay? Like, you can do both. He can like both. Like, Focus on your relationship. Thank you. We see Krystal, Kendall, and Jacqueline all waiting on the couch. They're kind of discussing the possibilities of who's going to be on this 2-on-1. Krystal at this point has acknowledged that she pretty much believes that she's definitely going to be on the 2-on-1. She's just like, you know, everything that's happened thus far and the drama I had with him last week, you know, I'm just convinced that I'm going to be one of the names. And she starts talking that shit like, and I'm very much convinced that whoever I go against, too bad for them. The other two, Kendall and Jacqueline, just look scared shitless. You could tell not one of them wants to be on that date with her. Not one of them wants to be going up against her. Finally, the date card comes and Krystal has it. Two girls, one rose. One must stay, one must go. And then she says, Kendall? And Kendall was just like, oh no. So this is going to be a 2-on-1 between Kendall and Krystal. We open up the date and we see the women are meeting Arie outdoors outside of what appears to be a chateau. So Arie comes up and he hugs them and he tells them, you know, thanks for coming on the date. I know this is awkward, but I just want us to have fun today. I'm just like, Arie, no one would have fun on this date. This is not like a jungle gym. This is not Six Flags. This is not like fun times. Like, this is serious times for some of these girls. Like, if they're really into you, like, they're not going to have fun knowing that one of them is going to go home. Like, he tries. Then they go into the chateau and they start just really exploring. They're looking at the paintings. They're commenting on sculptures. You know, they're just trying their best to just take in the moment, really live and feel this Parisian beautiful artwork, beautiful architecture, beautiful. But they're just trying to live in the moment and forget about the fact that one of their asses is getting the boot. Then we see them walk outside and Arie is just like, oh, I know one of y'all is going home and you're probably high stress, but we're gonna be, you know, doing a little game of human maze, human pinball, okay? So what's gonna happen is you're gonna close your eyes and I'm going to run and hide in this human, like, shrubby maze. And so I'm just like, this is so corny. He just has them close their eyes and he tiptoes away and hides in the maze. And they open their eyes and they have to find him. The first person to actually find him is Krystal. And when she does, she's all up on him. She's just like, you know, trying to make out with him. And he's definitely showing her some energy and some attention. And I'm just like, okay, Arie, looks like your decision might be more clear than you think. They leave this maze, thank goodness. Corny as hell. They go to a bench to kind of have individual conversations. So he's talking to Krystal, and of course the first thing that Krystal needs to do to try to get herself out of this situation is really, again, apologize for last week. She's just like, you know what, you know, I'm not proud of how I reacted last week, but I do think it's a testament to how you move forward. And, you know, if we can continuously move forward after a tough situation, then that says a lot more than the actual argument that you had. And I'm just like, good angle, sis. I don't know if he's all the way buying it, but like, nice try, you know? He's just like, yeah, you're right. And she's just like, you know what? I'm sorry. I don't want that to be the case with us. And I really do trust you. And it looks like he accepts her apology and that he's, you know, willing to move forward in their relationship. So they start making out and I'm just like, Krystal, I know people don't like Krystal. She pisses people off and she really angered me last week. Like, I was so ready to just be done with her. But a part of me really does feel like she's kind of a little bit misunderstood. This type of situation is very detrimental to her personality. And I don't know, I don't hate her. And I know a lot of people do, but I just can't bring myself to hate her. So I think her apologizing here was just to get herself off the hook, because I don't think she's necessarily sorry for how she handled it, but you know, she sees that she needs to get out of this situation alive. So that part is going well. One thing that I didn't appreciate though was how after they have already established the apology, she says, you know what, one thing I do want you to know is that Kendall is not ready for love. She's not ready to get married. Like, she's just not that person. If that's what you're looking for, it's not Kendall, bruh. And I was just like, it was going so well until she opened her damn mouth. And he was just like, oh, really? Oh man, okay. And you could just tell that he was just taken aback, and he's probably gonna have to ask Kendall about how she feels about this. Then we see Arie pulling Kendall aside and he starts talking to her and he's just like, I really do enjoy our relationship. I enjoy the progress that we've made. But one thing that is concerning to me is that Krystal just told me that she doesn't feel like you're ready to get into a relationship. And Kendall had a really good rebuttal. She was just like, you know what? I don't know where that would come from. She was like, I don't think it's about how ready you are or being ready, but being and finding the right person and then willing to take that step. So she's like, it's not a question of if I'm ready. She said, that's not the point. The point for me is to find someone who I align with, who I feel like I can share my life with, who I feel like I can take that step with, and then I can tell you if I'll be ready for marriage. And he was just like, oh, okay. I was just, don't shoot the messenger. He's just saying, you know, I really admire you. I think our relationship started kind of blooming late, but we're in a good place. And she says the same thing and they start making out. And I'm just like, okay, the sisters that to this point weren't getting any camera time or getting all of the camera time. So I'm still adjusting. Then, you know, we see Kendall go and rejoin Krystal. And here is where some shit starts to go down. Krystal says, how was your time? And Kendall's like, it was good. I think Arie and I really had a good conversation, but he did mention how you told him that, you know, you don't think I'm ready for marriage. Krystal was like, yeah. She had no reservations about owning what she said. And Kendall was like, why do you feel that way? And Krystal was just like, and then Kendall was like, yeah, exactly. You don't know me and you don't know anything about if I'm ready. And I was just like, you know what? I might not know Kendall or care for her, but that was hella funny. I was just like, check her ass, girl. Like, who do you think you are? And Krystal was just like, why are you here? I was just like, Krystal boo, are you triggered? Because you know Becca pressed you last week and asked you the same question, but you didn't have an answer. Are you triggered? Don't take it out on Kendall now. Go answer Becca. Don't start trying to ask the question again, okay? This is not telephone. It was like, I'm here to make a connection with the guy. I'm a good woman. I have things going on for myself, and I'm here to see if we can make something happen. She said, saying the things that are most hurtful does not necessarily mean you win. It just means that you hurt somebody. And I was just like, okay, what's Kendall's profession again? Is she a therapist? I was just like, sis, drop your business info. But then this is where I started to kind of be like, sis, back up. She like moves over and she sits next to Krystal and she's just like, Krystal, it seems like you have a lot of pain in your life. You're imperfect and we all are. And she's just like, I know you've been through a lot and I know it really influences how you react to people. And I just feel for you. But you really deal with things very differently. She's trying to be all emotional. Krystal's just looking at her like, where am I? Am I on Dr. Phil? Like, bitch, back the hell up. And I was thinking the same, like, at first I thought, oh, like, that's so sweet. Like, Kendall is so cute and sweet. Like, she really is just like a sweetheart. She's just trying to peace offering. Like, one of us is going home. Like, let's just really try to get to know each other. But then after a while, I was like, it seemed a little bit like, just like, why now? Why at the 2-on-1? Like, why? Like, back up. Was that just me? I was just feeling a little bit like it was sweet and then it was just like, okay. Like, anyway, Arie comes out, breaks up this little like love fest. This is the point where he's supposed to give out the date rose. Because, you know, I really want to give out this rose, but I really haven't made a decision yet. I want to make it after we have dinner. So it's just like, okay, Arie, prolonging what you already know, like, waste all of our times 2018. Now we see them at their dinner date. Now it's just Krystal and Kendall. And again, they're having this emotional, deep conversation. Kendall is trying to connect with her again. And Krystal even acknowledges, she's just like, wow, I feel like we're connecting now and we have these similar beliefs and I wish that we could have had a relationship sooner. Kind of what I've, you know, said already. And Kendall was like, yeah, we have similar beliefs, but we present them very differently. And I was just like, again, that's where I feel like it was like that slight like dig. Like, I think Krystal was genuinely trying to be like, we're like similar, yet we couldn't put our bullshit aside and like get to know each other. And Kendall was just like, yeah, nah, bitch, like you're a rude, mean person. We might think alike, but you're like the mean bitch and I'm like the sweet bitch. And I was just like, Kendall's just like, you know, I can see that you have trouble connecting with people, and I see you have trouble maintaining relationships, and maybe it's because of the pain you had in your life. And Krystal was like, I don't have no trouble connecting with people. Like, she was just like, you don't put that on me, like, you know. And she was just like, oh, you don't? Are you sure? Basically saying, bitch, you don't got no friends and you right now are not about to have a man. So then Krystal just again was just like, okay, yeah, I'm done with this conversation. Like, I feel like you're kind of patronizing me a bit and just not feeling it anymore. They just kind of end the conversation. So then we see back at the boat with the rest of the ladies, we see them kind of discussing who they think is going to go home. A lot of the women are just like, oh, it was completely disadvantaging Kendall. It's not fair. Her relationship is miles behind Krystal's, and even though they don't want Krystal to come home, they just feel like it's just not looking good for Kendall. We also hear Becca say, if Krystal comes home, I won't be shocked. And she was just like, no one thought Trump would win the election, and look where we are now. It's just like, Becca, too soon, sis. And now finally Arie comes back out. He's sitting at the dinner table with the both of them. I know this is a really awkward situation, but y'all have handled it beautifully, and whatever happens tonight, like, just know that I really appreciate your time. They're just looking at each other like they just had an awkward ass conversation, because they did. I was just like, this is so weird. The energy is just like, I'm just waiting on Arie to pick, because I just want them to break these two girls up. Like, I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed with the weird energy. I'm annoyed. It's weird as hell. Like, just break them up so we can get on with the rest of this episode. So finally, Arie does us all what we've been waiting for. He picks up the rose. He just says, this choice really is based off of instinct, and I really just have to follow my gut. And so, Kendall, will you accept this rose? And I was just like, my bracket is kind of ruined now because Krystal's gone. I'm just like, I understand why she had to go home. You know, I thought for a while there that she had it in the bag with the conversation and the energy of their conversations on this 2-on-1. But, you know, at the end of the day, I just think it was too much to get over. And I thoroughly understand why she's getting sent home in this moment. But I don't think she did. She's looking very, very shocked. And of course, Kendall and Arie get up and leave. Like, they always leave the person on the 2-on-1. They leave them somewhere. At least, you know, Krystal, you didn't get left on the beach. So it's not too bad. She is just sitting there looking like she was just like, wow. Yeah, it's time to go home. It's truly time. You've had a decent run, but it's time. And of course they showed the most weird scenes of her looking out the window, talking to the camera about how she just feels very misunderstood. I really did feel kind of bad for her in this moment, but I just don't think this show was for her. I felt sorry, but I'm actually glad she's going home. Back at the house, we see that the production assistant is coming to grab Krystal's suitcase. She grabs Krystal's suitcase and the girls start freaking out. They are just like, no way. They are shook. They cannot believe that Arie actually made that decision, that he actually got her out of the house. And they start popping bottles. I'm just like, damn. I would be so sad if I watched this back and I see literally all the rest of the house like popping champagne when they saw that I was going home. Like, cold-blooded. You know, I told you last week that there was a brunette girl that I would always see and I would not know who she was. And I thought, is this a camera woman? Is this the girl in production? And I finally figured out who she is, y'all. She is Jacqueline. Like, ta-da! There you go. That's our idea of the week. Jacqueline is getting a one-on-one. At this point, I know nothing about her. He comes and picks her up in this convertible red car, and you know, they drive off. They don't get but like 10 feet. And they get 10 feet and this car breaks down. And I'm just like, somebody's getting fired. One of y'all interns, who booked this car? Who signed? Who booked the car now? You get let go today. That was my first thought. Maybe the car was just annoying with Arie. Like, he was over Arie like I've been over Arie. So he's getting out, trying to look at the mechanics of it. He's trying to look at the engine. He's messing with it. He's pressing on the gas. He's going back to the engine, doing stuff. And I was just like, okay, Arie, like, shade. Boom, that's shade. We get a quote from Jacqueline. She's just like, I think it's so hot when guys who know things about things do things about things. And I was just like, now I see why you never got camera time, sis. What the I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Things about things. About things. That, okay. So we see Arie and Jacqueline arrive at some boutique, and she's going to be getting a new outfit and new shoes. So she starts trying on all types of dresses, and she settles on probably the most basic looking dress. It was cute on her. Sis, when in Paris, like, buy something you wouldn't be able to buy here. Ugh, my head hurts. Of course, Arie's commenting on, oh, you look so good. You are wearing that dress. Yeah, girl. Yeah, I'm just like, Arie's sip it. They're walking down the cobbled sidewalks, and you could tell they're just, you know, having a little bit of fun with each other. They're twirling, they're walking around. And one thing I did notice was our good old sis Jacqueline, she cannot walk in heels. I was just like, well, Jacqueline, why are you in heels, sis? She literally was just, send help. Finally, they get to the dinner part. They sit down. She gets straight to the point. She's just like, you know what? I've had a lot of doubts, and you know, I don't know where we stand because, and he's like, okay, tell me about it. And she's just like, you know, I feel like our connection has started so late. I feel like there's something there, but I always just wonder, like, is this an experiment for you, or is this real? Like, what is it about me that's kind of making you, like, I just don't understand why I'm so behind on everything. And he acknowledges her, and he's just like, you know what, to be honest with you, like, what really drew our relationship back, it was me. I'm actually quite intimidated by how smart you are and how driven and goal-oriented you are. And I was just like, are you trying to say all the other ladies are dumb? Like, Arie, I really am attracted to you, but I'm scared. And she just says, yeah, I can see why. She tells him that, you know, I have this goal. I want to go back to school. I want to get a PhD. It's going to take 6 years. But she's like panicking. She's like, I'm really into you and I want to see where this goes. But, you know, I just have this feeling of like, you're unsure of us, like you're holding us back. She's, you know, shaking, and he picks up that rose and he's just like, I don't ever want to hold you back from your goals or your dreams, but I'm really into you. I'm really liking where this is going, and I want to continue to see where it goes. And she's really excited about it. And he says in his confessional that obviously it's not ideal that she wants to pursue like 6 years of school, and that possibly means that she won't move to his precious Scottsdale, Arizona. But that he basically saying that he sees some potential with her, and that he is willing to cross that bridge when he gets there. Wow. For someone I thought was a camera woman, she's moving some weight in this game. I slept on you. I'm still asleep, but good for you, girl. So now it's time for the rose ceremony. We see that there is no cocktail party. So he's standing there. The first person he calls is Tia. I was like, okay. By the way, Tia was working the F out of her jumpsuit. She looked so fucking bomb. Like, I was just like, girl, send me the deets. I need that jumpsuit. Then he calls Cien. And now it's down to Becca K, it's down to Chelsea, and it's down to Jenna. Now at this point, I've pretty much assumed that Jenna is on her way out. The party is over, boo. There was no chance in hell you were going to make it over the other two ladies. No offense. And it gets down to the wire, and Arie calls Becca K. So this leaves our bad girl gone good, the reverse effect of Rihanna, Chelsea, and also Jenna. It's obviously harder for Chelsea because they just had what was deemed to be a pretty solid one-on-one date last week, and she really has just transformed her image. She is probably one of the only Bachelor contestants who started as the villain and left, you know, friendly with everyone. You could see a lot of the women were speaking on how it was shocking that she went home, and we see him doing a toast with the other ladies, and he announces that, you know, it's been a really difficult week, but he feels like this is the time to just move on to a new place. He announces that they will be going to Tuscany next week. So jealous, like I'm so jealous. Like these are the best, like who doesn't want to go to Paris and Italy? Like, so it's gonna be really exciting to see them in Tuscany next week. And after he announces that, we see him leave the room, and now we get a glimpse of Lauren B breaking down to what appears to be a producer. I can't stand to see him with other women. I don't know how much longer I can do this. I'm scared he's not gonna pick me. I'm just like, is Lauren B really gonna make it far? I don't know. So that's how we end the episode. That's the end of my week 6 recap, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. There is so much more drama to come. There were so many tears in the preview. I saw my girl Becca crying. I saw CN crying. I'm starting to feel like my bracket is totally screwed right now. Let's just hope that Arie is not going to try anything stupid, y'all, but it looks like he's going to try something stupid, so we have to stay tuned. So thank you so much for sticking with me through this recap. If you like this video, please don't be afraid to like it officially. Leave a comment. Y'all know I respond to comments and I feature them, and make sure you hit subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload my next couple of recaps. And also make sure to share with your friends. If you find this funny, if you relate, share it. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all be good this week, and you already know I will see you next week. Okay, have a good one, y'all. Bye. Oh my God, what is this 2-on-1? It's a mess.
I think maybe some girls in the house would be shocked if Krystal comes home from the 2-on-1, but I don't know how shocked I would actually be. No one thought Trump was gonna win the election either.
God! Becca, too fucking funny. Too funny, but true as
for me, Kendall, I would like you to have.
She is so... Oh, they always leave them. At least they didn't leave you in a Bible. They are so excited. It's the end. Bye, bitch. Wow, that's sad when they celebrate when you leave.